All right. Here we go. Let's turn this down a little bit. Jeez. With the music. I think I learned by now. All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another Monday Night Live. I'm your host, Jordon Cox. Welcome in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see everybody. Let me know you're here. Say what's up or hello or something in the chat. Let me know that everyone's here. Whether you're viewing from YouTube or Facebook, come on in. Let's talk some racing. Let's talk about the action from this past week. Let's get it going. Quest 2. Hey, what's up? Jim, hey, let's go. We're here. Welcome in, everybody. Got some stats and some stuff to go over from the national dirt racing ranks and from the local stuff. Unfortunately, Mother Nature she had another big win this past weekend with a lot of racetracks, but we did get some racing in up here in the Northeast. Looks like Friday nights were where most of the racing got done. Get to talk about some of the racing that the Dirt Track Untold boys, Billy and Mike, got to get into this week. Talk about that a little bit. But let me know. Let me know you're here. Let me know what you want to talk about. What we had going on. What you had going on. We'll get into a couple other little things as we get along here. Steven over on Facebook, tuning in from Viera, Florida. I appreciate that. Yeah, we'll keep you updated. We'll keep you updated on what's going on up here. Mom and Dad are watching. What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. Can always count on Mom and Dad. All right. Get my stuff rolling here. Okay. Tim, hi from near Weedsport. What's up, Tim? How you doing? Wearing my Johnny Cornell shirt today. Johnny, I don't know if you're watching today, but we got the Big Rooster Classic coming up this Sunday, where you'll see there's nowhere to see it, but me and along with a bunch of other race car drivers that some of us know how to golf, me not being one of them, swinging those golf clubs in memory of Big John Cornell. Where's my it's just out of view. Put it up here. Put it up here this week. There we go. Oh, we can leave it there. That's actually not a bad spot. I like that. Here's a trophy that me and the boys won a couple years ago for we got best dressed. I should have worn the polo, but we're gonna wear it again this year. Yeah, 2023. We went home some hardware for best dressed. So that'll be coming up on Sunday. We joined with a bunch of other race car drivers. Always a fun time. All right, let's get into some of the results we had from national touring stuff and what they have going on. We've got I'll get into it as we get along as well. We've got stuff like the Dream coming up at Eldora. So you're going to see a lot of, obviously, the late model guys in different series are going to be off coming up because that's a big $100,000 to win show. So we'll get into that. We'll roll by that. Let's see here. Fine art evening from the land that used to be East Windsor Speedway. Oof. Driven by there a few times. Went to East Windsor, I think, once. I was real young, and I was an asphalt kid. My days of Flemington were asphalt, so I think honestly, I think East Windsor might have been the first dirt track I ever went to. Like I said, I was real young. I don't know, maybe late '90s at some point. So I don't really remember. I know I was there because I was confused. I didn't really know what dirt race. I didn't really know a whole lot about dirt racing. It's big asphalt, so. But shame, another one that was gone. Be nice if it was around. Quest 2, you're here from Michigan. Ironman Series late model, 2 days of good action. Nice, nice. Very good. Good to see some other late model action going on. Yep. Still missed the Prelude. Ah, the Prelude. There's digging up some memories there. That was a lot of fun watching those guys get into those late models, man. It's a shame they didn't keep that going. I mean, I'm sure the financials weren't really there for some of the late model guys that had to put cars together for the big wig NASCAR guys. But I mean, a lot of guys had cars already. We're already had late model teams and stuff, so it kind of worked out. But that's something that would be really cool. It merges the worlds. I feel like these days a lot of people, it's like, well, no, I'm just with dirt tracks. I don't watch NASCAR. I don't want to watch that stuff. Well, we need to kind of merge these worlds back together a little bit. I mean, Kyle Larson does a good job. Some of these guys that have come up have kind of, brought these worlds back together a little bit. But Prelude to the Dream, that was some good stuff. Hell, it was always a pay-per-view. I'd pay money to watch that again. Hell yeah, right? I'd pay $30-$40 to watch that. They could make some money. Think about it, Tony. Tony Store's not watching this. Come on. All right. What am I thinking? All right, let's get into some national stuff. We'll get into the World of Outlaws. I'll get back to you guys with the comments here in a minute. Switch things over here. First up, we got the World of Outlaws sprint cars. They were in action Friday and Saturday of this past week. Let's see here. We had first on Friday the 30th, 40-lapper, the Don Mac Classic out at River City Speedway. Buddy Kofoid would take home the win over David Gravel. You had Donnie Schatz, Giovanni Selzy, and Logan Schuchart rounding out the top five. Taming the Bull Ring was Buddy Kofoid. I see with Best Gravel at River City Speedway. And then Saturday night they moved over to Red River Valley Speedway. The Rumble on the Red. That would go to Sheldon Hodenschild. Guy in the NOS uniform in the middle there. Sheldon Hodenschild would hold off David Gravel and Donnie Schatz. Good to see Donnie Schatz running good. 2 nights in a row, top threes. That's good for him. Donnie Schatz third, Carson Macedo, and then Giovanni Selzy would round out the top 5 out at West Fargo. Up next for the World of Outlaws, NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars. Damn, that's a mouthful. Will race 4 times in 5 nights. Their first race up will be this Wednesday, the 4th, at Minnesota's Jackson Motorplex. Then it is off to Wisconsin for the Badger State Triple with visits to Plymouth Dirt Track on the 6th, Beaver Dam Raceway on the 7th, and Angel Park Speedway on the 8th for the World of Outlaws sprint cars. You can catch them on Dirt Vision. If you're not out in the Wisconsin, Minnesota area, of course. Yes, of course. Let's see. The World of Outlaws late models have, like I said, they have not been in action for a while here. Next up for them, specifically the World of Outlaws late models, next up will be Friday, June 20th. They'll be out for the St. Louis Firecracker Face-Off, the 20th and the 21st. So you can catch them later this month, getting back into action. The World of Outlaws Real American Beer late models presented by Dirt Vision. Next up, we have the Extreme Outlaws, the Extreme Outlaw Midget Series. King of Coals out in Coles County Speedway in Illinois. Is it Mattoon? Must be Mattoon. That looks like that's how that's spelled. Night 1 on Friday the 30th. Carter Seraph would pick up the win in the Extreme Outlaw Midget Series out at Coles County Speedway. Night 2 on the 31st would be Cannon McIntosh taking the win out at Coles County Speedway. Next up for the Extreme Outlaw Midget Series, they will team up with the World of Outlaws Real American Beer late models, the Dirtcar Summer National late models, the Summit Racing Equipment Modified Nationals at I-55 Federated Auto Parts Raceway Park for the St. Louis Firecracker Face-Off. That'll be June 20th and the 21st. So that is where the St. Louis Firecracker Face-Off will be. I-55. Neat little track. Used to love running that in the World of Outlaws video game. I-55 was fun. So that's where you'll catch the midgets along with the World of Outlaws late models. Let's see here. We got the Lucas Oil late models. Again, another series that was off, but they will be kicking off the Dream week at Eldora. So Wednesday night, you'll see that, the Flow Racing Night in America. So you'll see Lucas Oil, sorry. I'm ahead of myself here. Lucas Oil Late Model Series, they return to Smoky Mountain Raceway in Tennessee for 2 nights of action. Night 1 of the Mountain Moonshine Classic. That's Friday the 13th. Friday, June 13th. Oof. That's the Lucas Oil Late Models. Sorry, I got my ahead of myself here. Then it is the Flow Racing Night in America presented by Kubota. That's what's kicking off the Dream week and weekend at Eldora. So you can catch on Flow Racing the entire Dream at Eldora week and weekend from Wednesday to Saturday. It kicks off with the Flow Racing Night in America. That's $20,000 to win on Wednesday night. Thursday, you'll have night 1 of the Dream preliminary, $30,000 to win. And then you have night 2 on Friday, $30,000 to win at Eldora. And then Saturday is the late model Dream at Eldora Speedway, where you can see heats, B-mains, and it all comes down to $100,000 to win for some lucky late model fella. $100,000. 31st Dream at Eldora. That'll kick off Wednesday. Next up, we have the High Limit Series. Rain would postpone Friday's Driven to Save Lives Battle at the Berg. That is rescheduled for the High Limit Series. That's Lawrenceburg Speedway. They've rescheduled that for September 17th. They did get some racing in on Saturday, the 31st, over at Butler Motor Speedway. Let's see here. Justin Peck would pick up the win. It would be Justin Peck over Aaron Reitzel, Rico Abreu, Tanner Thorson, and Tyler Courtney, rounding out the top 5, the High Limit Series at Butler Motor Speedway. Tad bit of controversy, as you can see in the picture. Brad Sweet had put up a fight against Justin Peck for the win, and I think was originally scored in the second spot at the finish. Sorry, was scored in a third place position. At the conclusion of the 30 laps, he was disqualified for pulling off the track out of the official site and not reporting to the scales post-race. So the incident took the number 49 of Brad Sweet from the podium result of third to DQ and a 25th place finish. So a little bit of controversy with the High Limit guys, with one of the owners. So interesting to see that. I mean, I guess you can say that they're, they keep some integrity there, because it doesn't matter whether you're one of the guys that runs the series and owns the series, or just some Joe Schmo. If you don't go to the scales or do what you're told when it comes to the rules, DQ. So sucks for Brad Sweet, but like I said, at least you hold up your integrity. The rules matter for everybody. So let's see here. Next up for the High Limit Series, back-to-back Roto-Rooter Midweek Series events are on deck for the Kubota High Limit Racing Series as they visit Wisconsin for the first time in the series history. Neat. $26,000 to win. $26,000 to win. Race will be tomorrow night at the Francis Creeks 141 Speedway, and then they're off to Menominey's Red Cedar Speedway on Wednesday, June 4th. So back-to-back racing. High Limit Series is on Flow Racing, so if you're not in the Wisconsin area, you can catch the High Limit Series racing tomorrow night and Wednesday night on Flow. Catch up with a comment or two here, see what you guys are. Let's see here. Dirt drivers in NASCAR are throwing most fun to watch. Are the most fun to watch, I imagine. Are you a racer? I guess you can consider that, Ryan. I guess I consider myself a racer still. Got a helmet there behind. Not racing I'm not racing this year, but hopefully pick something up here in the future, and we'll get back to racing. Larson, Bell, Reddick, and Briscoe all clean. Yeah. It's nice to see the guys from the dirt tracks get in. So, Brian, I agree with you there. Whatever happened to the 96 car that Billy used to run? Wayne, that was Rick Holston's car, and Rick got out of racing. Longtime racer. Stepped out and handed the reins over to Billy, and was just a car owner there for a while, and I think it was just time for Rick to get out. Nice guy, really cool guy, but yeah, it's just time for him to get out. Yep, Eastern Storm will be rolling in here with the USAC guys. You guys were answering it for me here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know whose fault. I don't know whose fault it is, but like we were saying, it's you got to follow the rules. Doesn't matter, and they showed you got to follow the rules, no matter who you are, right? So. Oh, my dad's saying that they sold all but one of the 96 cars. Okay. Where is it? All right, let's see here. Frank, hello from Woodstock, New York. What's up, Frank? All right, into the... Man, it's so small. I don't even know why I put this up here. Make it bigger. Yeah, we can. There's the high limit schedule. It's tough to see, though. USAC. Let's see. USAC. We've got the USAC Midgets. They're up tomorrow. Circle City. They will be at Circle City Raceway in Indiana for the 21st annual USAC Indiana's Midget Week. That's right. So they start Midget Week out in Indiana, starting tomorrow. Good stuff, right? The wingless sprint cars, they were racing this past week. On Friday, they were at Knoxville for the Avanti Windows and Doors Corn Belt Clash. Brady Bacon would pick up the win. His 61st USAC National Sprint win. He's one away from the record in wins. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So congrats to Brady Bacon, who's on pace to set the record for wins. Friday night in the 25 lap feature was Brady Bacon, Briggs Danner. So shout out to Briggs. Nice job, buddy. Chase Stockton, Robert Ballou, and Justin Grant rounding out the top 5 there. Saturday at Knoxville for the second and final night. In the 30 lap feature, Kevin Thomas Jr. would pick up the win in the 30-lapper, followed by Ryan Bernal, Kyle Cummins, Justin Grant, and Gunnar Setzer. Next up for the USAC wingless sprints, they will be at Red Hill Raceway in Illinois. The salute to Levi Jones out at Red Hill Raceway on the 13th, June 13th. So you can catch them there. The USAC Silver Crown Series was not racing. They will be back the 14th, so June 14th at Worldwide Technology Raceway in Illinois. That's a paved race for them. I think that used to be Gateway. Is that Gateway? That's where they run the Cup Series, the Cup guys now. So you can catch Silver Crown Series there. All their stuff, the USAC stuff, is on Flow Racing, so you can catch them on Flow. Let's see here, before I get into the Super Dirtcar Series stuff that we had this past week. What do we got here, guys? So Matt says someone has an old 96 car in New Egypt. I forgot who it is. Oh, okay. I don't think it was the blank, Brian. I don't think it was the blank yellow car that that was Joseph Brown was running that. I don't think that's, maybe that, it could be. Yeah, Billy had some good run. Him and Rick did a lot of good stuff together. Jim, you're always right. You're right, buddy. You're right on the money. The big problem is when you have a car in the shop, you can always go back racing. Ask how I know. How do you know? That's what I'm suffering from now, because I got rid of my car, and then so I could bring somebody else's car in and race that, and then that car gets goes bye-bye. Now I'm left with nothing. So I'm on the opposite end of that, Jim. It's no good. I don't like it. Lagatron, hey, I just recently found you. Didn't realize how local you are to me. Keep up the great work. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for coming in. Hope we keep you entertained. That is a big track for the Silver Crown. Brian, you're right. That's going to be a pretty neat show. Yeah, it's a mile and a quarter. Yeah, that was a Hoff. Yeah, Matt. That's why I didn't think it was, because I saw the picture of them picking it up at Hoffman's. So, but I did have to think about it for a second, because it was an all yellow body, and it had a silver frame. I think it has a silver frame. So you got to think about it for a second. You're like, wait a minute. Wait, was it? Was it one? Is it that car? One of the cars? Hey, Johnny, there you are, bud. Yeah, I know, right? I had to break out some vintage T-shirt from some guy that used to drive race cars pretty good. Break this out. Got the hat. I got the hat out for. Got the hat out for the rooster too. All right, what else do we got? Super Dirtcar series. Super Dirtcar series is they're going to be coming up with some shows tomorrow and Wednesday. So they got back-to-back shows out in Pennsylvania for the, what do they call them? The Beasts of the Northeast, the big block modifieds of the Super Dirtcar series. Big Diamond Speedway, the Anthracite Assault, 75 laps, paying $7,500 to win tomorrow night. And then the Snyder County Showdown out at Selinsgrove Speedway in Pennsylvania. That's $10,000 to win. It is a Billy Whitaker Cars 200 qualifier. So big show out in Selinsgrove on Wednesday. Tomorrow night, Big Diamond. So if you want to see the big block modifieds out in this territory, head on out to Big Diamond or Selinsgrove. Back-to-back nights for the Super Dirtcar series. Billy and Mike will both be at Big Diamond. As far as I know, just Mike will be at Selinsgrove, because Billy will be at Action Track. So you'll have both Billy and Mike at Big Diamond tomorrow night, and then just Mike at Selinsgrove, because Billy will be at Action Track on Wednesday. And let's see here. Short Track Super Series. Since I was last live, the Short Track Super Series ran, speaking of Action Track, raced at Action Track, which is one hell of a show by itself. Action-packed. Last lap pass by Matt Shepard to pick up the win at the Berks County Brawl, the Short Track Super Series South event at Action Track. That was this past Tuesday. Last lap pass of Mike Goulart to pick up the win for Matt Shepard. And our very own Billy Pauch Jr. was 7th. Billy got up there and dusted it up with those guys in the top 5 for a little bit. A lot of rough spots in the racetrack. But yeah, still pretty entertaining show. If it didn't get that rough, man. What do we got? But it brought some interesting racing in. Try not to sound like I'm bashing anybody or talking bad. I understand that there's been a lot of rain, and these are some heavy cars to be putting on that racetrack, so I understand that it's going to get rough. It was a little too rough, but these guys raced around it, made a show out of it. I feel bad for the guys that went up and over. But we got an the fans got an entertaining show out of it. And kudos to Doug and the entire Action Track staff for doing something different every year. Easy to get lost driving to Big Diamond. Yeah, you're up in Cole County there. Yep. Anyone doing Orange County Fair Speedway this Sunday, Billy will be. You will catch Billy. Actually, I just got a text from Billy. Billy will be in the Palmer 76 at Orange County on Sunday. That's it, Jim. Yeah. Just got in there a little. Just got in there a little. You know, just got into the. He was trying to drive. He was trying to drive around the holes. And guys were making up way too much time on the bottom going through them. And then he went in a little bit lower the one time and just went up and did one of these and had to gather back up. So, but he was trying like hell, right? Like I said, made for an interesting show. Made for an interesting show. Yeah, Orange County should be cool. I was looking into that because I saw Billy was going to be racing. I was looking into it a little bit. A little disappointed. I don't know if they have any kind of streaming option. Obviously, I don't really have. Sundays are tough for a guy like me to get up to to be taking the trip up to New York. So it's taking a trip up to Orange County. It'd be cool to do. But I didn't see any streaming options for them. So I'd like to be able to say like, hey, if you can't make it to the select shows that they're doing in Orange County, which is a pretty cool deal. You can watch it here, but it doesn't seem like they're doing anything for that. Which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. You're not gonna get lucky on all that stuff and be able to see it from your couch. But that's what I was looking into, that to see if maybe that was an option. Brian, I'm not sure if Paulie's ever been upside down before. Yeah, but he went for a decent little tumble there at Action Track. Let's see here. Get into some of the more local results for the Northeast Modifieds here. Danny Tyler picking up the win at Accord Speedway. There's Danny in victory lane at Accord. That was Friday night. Then we get into Albany Saratoga Speedway. Matt DiLorenzo picking up the win in the big block feature. Mr. Mahaney finishing 6th. And then 358s were won by Felix Waugh and group there. Mike also finished 6th in that feature. Mike had an interesting, what was it? It was the 358 feature. Dang. Fast car. Probably had the winning car as far as, I mean, I'm super biased. And I'll admit that. But I think Mike had a race winning car there. He was fast. Just got pushed off the racetrack a little bit there. But Felix taking home the win there at Albany. Penn Can, Brent Tonkin picking up the win at Penn Can. Outlaw Speedway, Michael Maresca picking up the win at Outlaw. Then you had Can-Am Speedway. Lance Willix picking up the win at Can-Am. See, Matt Williamson would pick up the win at Ransomville. Brewerton Speedway, Amy Holland would pick up the win. Congrats to Amy. I don't know if that's her first modified win or not. But congrats to Amy for the win at Brewerton. Merrittville, Fred Carlton would pick up the win at Merrittville Speedway. Some familiar faces coming up here. Land of Legends, Matt Shepard picking up the win over Matt Williamson at Land of Legends Speedway. Land of Legends Raceway, sorry. And then again over at Utica, Matt Shepard would pick up the win at Utica. And local for me, the only racetrack that really ran was Bridgeport Speedway. Colby Fry would pick up the win at Bridgeport Speedway on Saturday night. guys, that's really it for when it comes down to results. Of the racing this weekend. Every other racetrack, rain. The rain was the winner, which kind of sucks. Jim's telling me I think Amy won with her 358 once against the big blocks. Okay. Dang. All right. That's what I'm talking about. All right. If you guys want the details for Orange County, there they are. Fine Art's got us hooked up. David on Facebook, welcome in. Yeah. Hey, come on in. We're here. It's okay. Doesn't matter when you guys get here. I appreciate you coming in, hanging out for a little bit. Always appreciate everyone announcing that they're here as well. Let me know that you're here. If you missed anything, I do have the results scrolling underneath from this past week. Weekly winners. Let's see here. Guys, if you are looking for some more behind-the-scenes content and access to the Dirt Track Untold team, you can join Club DTU on Patreon. Access to the new merch that comes out before anybody else gets their mitts on it. You get first dibs on all that, and to the content that's released on Dirt Track Untold as well. You will get first access to that. Check it out on Patreon/Dirt Track Untold. The link I have in the description of the video on YouTube. Tomorrow night, you will see a new Dirt Track Confessions podcast. There's a new podcast released from Mandee over on Dirt Track Confessions, over on the YouTube channel and on all the podcast platforms. 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time each Tuesday. So we have a new one tomorrow releasing as well. The upcoming schedule for the Dirt Track Untold racers. Mike and Billy will be racing this upcoming week. We already talked about tomorrow at Big Diamond for the Super Dirt Car Series. You'll have both Mike and Billy racing at Big Diamond tomorrow. Wednesday, you will have Mike racing at Sealings Grove for the second of 2 Super Dirt Car Series races out in Pennsylvania. So you'll see Mike at both Big Diamond and Sealings Grove. Billy just at Big Diamond tomorrow. Wednesday night, Billy will be at Action Track USA. Thursday, you will have Mr. Mike Mahaney running Airborne Speedway, like he does every Thursday. Friday, Mike will be at Albany, Saratoga. Saturday, you will have Billy at New Egypt Speedway. And Sunday, like we were talking about before, Billy will be at Orange County Fair Speedway, driving the Palmer 76 car. I don't think I missed anything. I got some more stuff, but we'll go. We got some comments here. You're heading to the Big Diamond right now. All right. Attaboy, Jacob. Go get it. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. It makes sense. Gotta be ready, right? Weird way to shoot a victory lane photo in the Maresca photo. I've noticed that with the Outlaw photos. I'm glad somebody else picked that up. Because when I think it was when Bobby Varon won a couple weeks ago, it was that same angle. And like it's weird. I think it's weird just because like it's hard for me to put on the screen because it's tall. But then like I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is also weird because they're standing in front of the car as opposed to next to it. But it looks like they have like a interesting situation where the victory lane is. Maybe they don't have room to take a picture from the side. But hey, I'm sure they don't mind because they're in victory lane, right? Ryan, do I race modifieds? No. Crate sportsman. I'm a lifelong crate bum. Ran a modified a couple times, but nothing. I have one official modified start, but it was in my crate car. I went 2 laps down. Still had fun. Yeah, I know Grandview. Yeah, they're suffering just like a lot of the tracks around here with like Big Diamond and Big Diamond as well. You can't really get a gauge on how things are going how things are going with the new rules because a lot of rain. So, I mean, as far as I could tell, the racing's still good. Guys are still racing well and. We'll see. See how the year goes along here. Hopefully get some more racing in here. We need the rain to stay away on the weekends. Rain during the week. We don't need it on the weekends here. Come on now. Ed checking in from Melbourne, Florida. All right, my Florida people checking in on Facebook. Thank you, Ed. Dennis checking in from Delaware. What's up? Yeah. How's it going, everybody? How's it going? Welcome in. Welcome into our chit-chat session here. I know it'd be nice to kind of get a gauge on how get some more racing underneath their belts over at Grandview and Big Diamond. Kind of get a gauge on how things are going there. What is the plaque behind the Harvick diecast? Ah, that's it's from Flemington. It's a go-kart. Probably a win. You know how it is. It's probably a win. Yep. 99. First place. Back when I had some talent and promise. It was my first year racing. There we go. Thanks for asking, Matt. Right. Jim says right side allows CBD, Strunky, and Howard to race till they're 90. Listen, Jim, I can't argue that point. Oh, yeah. Oh, great. Corey asked, what track would you like to see the Super Dirtcar Series race at? Ooh, I think I'd like to see them kind of like I love seeing them go to like Charlotte's great. So if there's like another I don't want to like them to be like a Knoxville. Knoxville would be cool. That would be a good one. Like I think they've run Eldora before. I don't know if they've ever been to I don't know if like the Northeast Modifieds have ever been to Knoxville. So Knoxville, Iowa. That'll be my vote. That track's just really cool looking. And looks like it would race really well. Yeah, no problem, Matt. Appreciate you asking. Yeah, yep, Ace. Yeah, that's where that was Ace's program on Sundays. We'd there was a point in time in '99, my first year of racing, where we would go. It wasn't very long, as far as I remember. It wasn't very long, but we would go run Borgers out in Pennsylvania, Borger Speedway out in Pennsylvania on Friday nights. Saturday my dad would race, so I would race Friday nights at Borgers in my go-kart, my first go-kart. Then Saturdays, my dad would race Flemington. And then Sunday, I would race again at Flemington in the go-kart. And, I mean, listen, yeah, I try not to beat myself up too much because I was just a kid. But, man, did I not appreciate what was going on. I would love to be racing 3 nights. Racing and be going to the races 3 nights a week. Friday, Saturday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Again, what a fun time. But yeah, Sunday, we'd end Sundays over at Flemington after a fun night of Saturday night racing. But yeah, Ace had a good program going over there. It was a lot of fun. Wish they go back to Eldora. Yeah, no, I can. Like I said, that'd be cool. I don't know how. I know they did it. Didn't they? They raced there a couple years, not that long ago. I feel like they were there a couple years ago. I don't remember how the racing was. Like, didn't they pair the Super Dirt cars up with the trucks a couple years ago? Not a couple. I say a couple. It was probably like 6 or 7 years ago now. Marshalltown, Iowa. Okay. Brownstown would be very interesting for the Northeast mods. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I think they were with the trucks. They were paired up with the truck series. I-55. We were talking about I-55. Neat racetrack. Bullring. That'd be fun. High Bank. Probably similar to Grandview. Could be fun. Could be a fun time. They did an all-star race and a point race at Eldora, right? Okay. Yeah. But that's the thing. I don't remember, like, off the top of my head how the racing was, you know? Like, if the racing was any good. So, but I can't imagine it was bad. Or the track's big. The track's pretty big. Not that means it would be bad, but that's why I thought maybe something like Knoxville. Knoxville's only like a half mile. I think that would play in good. But any short track, like you said, I-55 would be pretty cool. Guys, a quick reminder that we have the Pauch Racing Open House coming up in we got about 6 weeks. 20th. It's July 20th. Sunday, July 20th. Pauch Racing Open House over at the Pauch compound in Frenchtown, New Jersey. You guys will be seeing some details on Facebook here coming up in the next few weeks, I imagine. New merch is always available. The new merch is always available. We got MikeMahaneyRacing.com. Mike's got his new merch out. Some red, white, and blue inspired merch. Really cool stuff. Still trying to get my mitts on it. Billy Pauch's merch is on the Bob Hilbert's website along with BP3. And the DTU merch is on the Dirt Track Untold website. Get your hands on the merch if you're interested in that. But yeah, guys, Pauch Racing Open House is just around the corner. So it's a good time if you're in the area. Pencil us in because it's a good time. Mark your calendars. July 20th. Pauch Racing Open House. Bill says, need to do another dirt mod on the road course. See, I'm a sucker for, like, off the wall, like, stuff like that. Like, they ran the New Jersey Motorsports Park. What was that, probably 15 years ago they did that? Like, that's cool. Like, that would have been one to go watch. Wish they would do a dirt asphalt series. Yeah, it'd be neat. A little bit more, like just something. Well, yeah, I've seen the video of they were on the streets of Canada. They had like a street course. That was really cool. Modifieds going to Ceilings Grove. Not the first time. I don't think it's. I doubt it's the first time. It's definitely not the first time for modifieds, but maybe the Super Dirtcar series. Not entirely sure. Super Dirt series at Wall? Shoo. You want to talk about sideways on asphalt? Man, they'd be burning up some tires. That would be a lot of fun, though. It is cool when they do that during the Turkey Derby. Those guys, they run the dirt mods during the Turkey Derby. I wanted to take my crate car down and do that, but I had to like buy tires and stuff. I didn't feel like doing that. Yep, they used to run them at Mahaney. Yep, there's some other tracks that still do. I think. I feel like I've seen it recently. Yep, street course. Yep. Thanks, Bill. Yeah, Brian, you're right. They do need some more cars at Wall when they do it at Wall. And that I think comes from, again, I'm not trying to point fingers at anybody, but I feel like that's a promotion. That's a promoter thing. Like if you want to do that, like, hey, go to all the dirt tracks and be like, hey, we're doing this and we're putting some money on it. Like, let's get some cars. Like if I had somebody say like, hey, bring your crate car, it doesn't matter. Like, slap some Hoosiers on this thing and let's come down the Wall during the Turkey Derby. Or go after the big names and put some big money out there. That would be cool. They could put like a big money show. Get some big names. Did 358s. I wouldn't run big blocks. Or anything bigger. 358s. The walls at Wall wouldn't handle it. You're not wrong. Have they been? Yes. Yeah. Recently, I feel like it was only a couple years ago. I need to stop saying a couple years ago. A couple years ago to me could be like 10 years ago. That's not right. That's not accurate. But yeah, I'm almost positive that they were there recently. 24 Hours of Lemons coming up. That should be a bucket list one. No, a lot of big names come out to a show like that. Ed says Super Dirt Series at Grandview over on Facebook. Yeah. They had a Super Dirt Series show Grandview not that long ago, I believe. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. Just double checking myself here, guys. We've been sitting here chit-chatting for a while. I just hope we can get some racing in at NES this weekend. Enough of that R word. You're right. You got it, Bill. It's looking pretty good for this weekend. It's looking pretty good. All right, guys. Well, I hate to cut us short here. I appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out and chatting with me and chatting amongst yourselves. That's what we're here for. Get some results out there. Talk about what's been going on. Oh, hold on. I have a one quick thing here for you guys. Before I leave you with the meme of the week. Observe. Everyone knows this person. I've had a few of them in my truck. As I'm fighting for my life to stay awake on the way back from the racetrack, we got the crew guy drooling down his shirt. Meme of the week. All right, guys, ladies, gentlemen, appreciate you all over here on YouTube and on Facebook for joining me for Monday Night Live. Another edition here. Again, appreciate you all. Get out to the races this week. Support your racetracks. We've got some big shows coming up, especially when it comes to the for our modifieds out here in this area. So go to Big Diamond tomorrow or Ceilings Grove. Watch the modified guys. Watch Billy and Mike race. And hopefully Mother Nature plays nice this weekend. We get some racing in this weekend, and I can maybe see some of you guys at the races. If you're at New Egypt Speedway, come say hi. You'll find me over at the running back and forth between the Butler trailer and the Pulaski trailer and the Pauch trailer, probably running around. I don't need to help anybody at Billy's because they got it pretty locked down, but I'll be helping Butler and Pulaski. So, again, everybody, appreciate you all. Support your local racetracks, guys. We'll see you at the races hopefully soon. And thanks for stopping in for another Monday Night Live. And we'll catch you next week. Same time, same place. Enjoy the rest of your night. Good night, everybody.